welcome back to Irish Footy Vlogs. Welcome back to another Bohemians European preview video. They're into the third round now, Daz, after seeing off Starjan and Dujalange after 2 legs. Unbeaten in all 4 matches, by the way, as well, winning 3 and drawing 1. We were just talking before we came on, Daz, about PAOK, and having done our research, we know they're a good side in Greece to finish second behind Olympiacos, but having done our research, I think it's fair to say they're an even better side than even we first thought, aren't they?
Yeah, look, we were just looking through the players that we'll get into in a while, but they seem to have international players throughout their team, even players who might have played briefly for this national team once or twice, which obviously shows the quality that they are pushing the national side throughout the pitch. It's not just 1 or 2 players, it's in every position. They've got players, and we were speaking about Baba, who was at Chelsea. He's gone now, but he was even someone who was there. The type of profile of player that they have is unbelievable.
I know, yeah. I mean, we start off with Nelson Oliveira, obviously up front. He's a striker. He played for Benfica. He played for Norwich in the Premier League as well. So, that kind of pedigree. Zivkovic, right wing, 18 caps, Serbia. Again, came from Benfica. Kagawa, people will know him very well. Japanese international, played for Dortmund, played for Manchester United, something like 97 caps for Japan. And they have a serious prospect out in the left wing called Solis, is his name, 19-year-old winger. Serious hot prospect in Greece. Clubs like Juventus, Atletico Madrid, etc. have been looking at this chap. He already has 9 caps for Greece, and they're just the attacking areas. I mean, Starjan, Dujalange didn't have players of that quality, did they?
No, they sure didn't. So they had obviously a few players that we went through at the times of them shows, but they obviously were nowhere near the level of this level. Like, we're at international level now. We're at international level of players. Like, the players we went through, they were on top teams. They're in England. They're in the Premier League. You don't get any higher than that. Oliveira even has, I think, he's 17 caps for Portugal and scored for them as recently as 2017. So it's not like he's gone bad over time. And at PAOK or PAOK. But and then like, even looking at Kagawa, like, we all know what, and we all know the player that he is, and that what he can do in the game is unbelievable. Even their goalkeeper has a few caps for Greece internationally, so he's not pushover either. And they've got a few Brazilian players. Luis Alberto, I think it is. He's a central midfielder. He's good, and the right back is also Brazilian as well. They're good technical players. But even them players who went through there, they're nowhere near the level of what Starnen or Dudelange. They're just simply nowhere near the level. Like, even some of them players singly was worth more than some of them teams put together, probably, on paper.
Yeah, I think to put it into perspective as well, Shamrock Rovers, I thought, had a difficult tie in their Champions League in Slovan Bratislava, in which they lost 2-0 in the first leg, and done well, I thought, to actually beat them 2-1 in the second leg. But these are on a completely different level to even Slovan Bratislava, to put that into perspective. I suppose the good thing for Bohemians as such is the fact that they haven't kicked off their season. However, they've had a bunch of friendlies against big teams like PSV. They beat Feyenoord on the 25th of July in a friendly as well. So, what I mean? They might be playing friendlies, but they're playing friendlies against, top teams that, let's be honest, Bohs wouldn't be playing in the League of Ireland. So, we're painting a bad picture here, I suppose, as well. But at the same time, we're painting a realistic picture. And, at the same time, Bohs, this is what you want to play European games for as well. Let's be honest. They're to the third round of the Europa Conference League. And they're playing a big side, and they are a big side. These could trouble a team in the Premier League on their day, no problem. But this is what you want from Bohs as well. I suppose on the flip side for Bohs, they're actually home in the first leg as well. So what do you make of that?
Look, this is what it's all about. And I think, firstly, it's absolutely fantastic that we got this far. Like, we're after getting so far in the competition when, look, really, look, it was very hard to get this far. I'm very delighted, and absolutely, Keith Lamb was amazing to get the team together to get this far and actually play so well. It's not like we were scraping through or getting through on penalties. We played teams and bet them very well, and we bet them off the field in the Aviva. We played the best of football all the time, but we bet them and we scored loads of goals and kept clean sheets. And I think that needs to be, like, just remembered. Like, if we go out and get spanked now on Tuesday night, I think we need to remember where we came from, who we were playing against, and who we are as well, and be very realistic about it. But look, it's going to be great being in the Aviva once again against PAOK, but I think you have to be realistic about it, and a 0-0 would be a fantastic result. It would be it'd be an unbelievable result, and as much as I'd like to see us getting a win, realistically, I don't see it happening. I just can't. The players they have, the quality they have, even the friendlies they've played, where they finished last season. Everything's stacking up for them more than us, and it's very hard to look past that, to be realistic about it. But a 0-0 would be a fantastic result today. Viva will be rocking. There's 8,000 fans in it again. Tickets sold out within 15 minutes of general sale. So it's going to be great having a huge backing again. I think we really need to get behind the team. And even if we go a goal down, we need to still keep rocking and keep chanting the team on. And we need to really get behind them still and not think that we're down and out if we go one down. Even a 1-0 loss won't be the worst result in the world. Obviously, a loss is never ideal, but it won't be the worst result we could have got.
But at the same time, Daz, great opportunity if I'm a Bohemians player and looking at all these names and looking through the information at PAOK, and I'm actually relishing this challenge. Like, you know, if you're a player there, like you have to be relishing this challenge. I mean, it's great beating Dujalon and Starjan, and they've done well to do that. But eventually, you do want to play a side that people are saying, "Oh, look, this guy has that many caps, this many caps." That's what you want as a footballer at the end of the day, isn't it?
After all, they want to test themselves against the best, and they're only going to test themselves against the best by playing the best. And this is probably going to be one of the best teams we've played in competitive football in over 10 years, I'd say, probably more. Like this is one of the best teams we'll have played in a long, long time, with international players the whole way around the pitch. So the likes of Talbot now, I'm thinking, God, I'm going up against Oliveira, 17 caps in Portugal, looking at him in the Premier League back when I was a young lad training myself, and now I'm playing against him. Or like, I'm sure someone probably would have supported Man United and probably would have liked Kagawa now they're going up against him. It's stuff like that they're relishing and that they can't wait to get going against them. Look, if I had PAOK, I'd be a bit worried about this one. There's no pressure on us now Tuesday night. The whole pressure is on them. They have to come and perform. They're expected to perform. They're expected to win and to beat us well. It's all expected from them. So I don't think it'll be a walk in the park for PAOK. I think we will put it up to them. I think it'll be a very hard game for them, but I can't see them getting through over the 2 ties anyway. But look, I'm always going to back my team. I'm always going to back Bohs. We'll always play well. Keith Long said the best is yet to come, and the players will be relishing this, and they'll be really going on the adrenaline of playing this game. You know, it's one of those once-off ties. It doesn't always happen, so they'll be buzzing for that in the Aviva Stadium that we don't often get to play in either. So there's a lot of things going for both teams here, and I can't wait for it myself as a fan. I'm very nervous about it, but I can't wait for it as well. I'm sure the players are the same.
I tell you what's interesting about it as well, because we've often talked about the likes of Dawson Devoy and Ross Tierney. It's almost like a chance for them to show what they can do at that level, because they've been talked about that they could jump to a certain level, let's say, particularly Devoy more recently, because he's a little bit older as well. He's 21, you know what I mean? So it's going to be very interesting from that point of view to see how they can deal with these sort of international players, because if they are going to move on to England, let's say, or whatever, they're going to, it depends what division, but you know, if they want to push on, they're going to have to play against players of that quality almost every week, to be honest with you.
I know you're not saying this, and I'm not either, but I certainly wouldn't be judging them in one game. But if
No.
you were, I think that's important for people to say now. We're not judging them in one game, but
No.
if they were to have
although Daz, I will throw in there, say if Dawson Devoy, as an example, has an absolute worldie against them, he really puts them in the shop window. Like,
oh, it absolutely puts them in the shop window for a team here to come in with bigger money, and he'll go. We won't mention names now of who they might be, but you know, even Scotland and lower league England could come looking at for them, or PAOK themselves might come looking. You know, they might be looking them in the shop windows. It's just they might be able to do a job here, but you know, it'd be very interesting for them, and hopefully it pushes them on to think, well, you know, I could perform really well here now, and this could really set myself up as a player to maybe push on. Hopefully with Bohs, but most likely probably will be without Bohs, because we don't hold on to our best players, and it's a bad thing that I've spoken numerous things about. We all don't like about Bohemians. We don't hold on to our best players, but if they play well, they'll put themselves in the shop window. They will be talked about, and scouts in England will be aware of it, and they will be overlooking at them a lot more. And who knows, they could go on trial in the summer and go over and secure themselves a professional contract elsewhere in England or abroad. It'd be great for them if they do push on, and all the best to them if they do. But they need to think about Bohs now on Tuesday and make sure they're playing for the club and not themselves, and not be selfish on the pitch and do what's right for the team.
Yeah, exactly. What's interesting as well, their manager is from Romania, Lucescu. He was manager of them a few years ago for a couple of seasons and went off to manage Al Hilal and won the Asian Champions League as well. So the pedigree he has there, even as a manager, is unbelievable. He's back managing them now this season. So You know, it's huge, isn't it?
Even like Al Hilal, they had players like El Asari and El Shirani and all these lads, like really top players, and he's just used to being a winner and used to getting through and used to getting to a certain level of
Players.
competition. And he's obviously inspirational and motivating for players to play against, to play with, because he can manage through stressful situations and get results when needed. And he's shown this by getting through these competitions. And he'll be looking at this, and he'll be making sure that this, that they respect us, that they won't be pushing us aside and thinking, oh, they're only an amateur team, we'll beat these easy, because they won't. Bohs will try, they will perform, they'll give their all, and I'm very confident, sure they will. If we do get played off the pitch, I'm sure the players will have played absolutely at their best, because that's something that I love about Bohs. They always try, no matter who it is and what the scoreline is, they always will. But look, the manager won the Asian Champions League. That's very, very high level. That's like a really high level. It's one of the highest levels on the planet. Obviously, everyone watches the Champions League, but the Asian Champions League is for obviously the Asian side of the world. But
So, Daz, how do you think it's going to go to Aviv in the first leg? If you had to predict the result.
This is going to be the toughest one now to predict. Honestly, hands down, it's going to be the toughest one. Could there be a shock result and Bohs win 1-0? I don't know. I wouldn't put it past them, but no, I'm not going to say that. I think realistically, we'd be looking at a 0-0 now would be a fantastic result. I hate saying we're playing for a draw. I don't like saying that. You always should be saying we're playing for a win no matter what. But a 0-0 realistically, shut up shop, keep them out, see what they're about, see how the players fare up player for player against these. I'm sure they would have done the research. I'm sure they would have looked at players' certain weaknesses and look at team weakness of how they play. They do play expansive football. Last season they were playing with 3 and 5 to back. Recently in friendlies they played with 4 to back. They played with Kagwer behind Oliveira and them 2 wingers that we mentioned. And they've got that Polish striker to come in as well. He's very good. So to have players with the pitch, they have Schwab in midfield, they have Luis Alberto, I think is his name, another Brazilian in the midfield too. They've got many options, many international options. They could play any way they want to play. Ultimately, the pressure will be on us, but I think a 0-0 will be a fantastic result. And I'm sure Keith Dog will be happy with that too. Bring it to them and see what we can do over there then.
Yeah, to be honest, I hope Bohemians win, but my head is telling me probably 2-0 for PAOK, to be honest. But look, I've been wrong before, so let's hope I'm wrong again. Right, guys, let us know what you think of the video. Like the video, subscribe if you're new, and hit your bell notification button so that you keep up to date with uploads, basically. And thanks again, Daz. Brilliant stuff.
Cheers, Keith.